Hey there folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 3. I am the Mysterious JG. So, oh yeah, broker terminal. We're actually going to look at this, aren't we?
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
In other words, read this for lore and background stuff and don't get too excited. This is the kind of stuff I was reading and like to the point where I was getting hoarse at the end of the Mass Effect 2 LP when I did the Lair of the Shadow Broker last. So if I'm worried that I'm spending too much time on this stuff, I really don't need to continue reading all this, but I will throw it up here if you guys want to actually read this for yourselves. And we jumped ahead by like 2 years there, but mostly this is stuff that's supposed to be, we got some very old stuff, and then there was some stuff about when she first met Shepard, and her big excitement was about Prothean stuff. I already cleaned up these old notes. Then message from Operative Pharaon to the broker. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying Shadow and Broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. Yeah, that was kind of funny, the way that he kept doing that. And that he was named Droney. Would it like having a Droney? Would it like having a Droney? And there's Dr. Chakwas. Let's see if we can get loud with reassign power bonuses. Reassign powers. So what does it cost to do that? Nothing. I feel like that doesn't stay. I'm going to leave it, but I feel like you probably get to do it for free once. Here's the AI core. And here's dead robot lady. There's the like vaguely robotic, or maybe she just flat out is robotic person that we took out in the first mission on Mars when we went to Mars. You gotta go to Mars. I don't know why she's in the AI core. Makes me nervous. Let's talk to Dr. Chakwas. It's Chakwas.
Commander?
Hey.
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Should we get drunk first?
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Good point.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time.
Unless
Doc.
you're going to start carving out the
Last
crazy
of my
mind
great
control devices
disappointment,
that
it is nothing invasive.
Cerberus left.
I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. The procedure we did for your scarring has produced a lovely synthetic protein overlay.
Oh, you're just gorgeous.
And your body has accepted the implants quite nicely.
Hit it better. Sure didn't come cheap.
That's it. You're the picture of health.
I want to get drunk.
How's our inventory of meds?
They drank
The
together
medbay was fully
once.
stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
Yeah, I got infinite continue, so we should be fine.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt.
You ever feel guilty about
We
working
took
for
their
Cerberus?
money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children.
Okay, that's a bit
I'm
weird.
blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
Alright, let's surrender to the Reapers. Agreed.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
And I kind of wonder what happens if you don't get her and you get the other lady, but not enough to actually go back and redo anything. Possibly enough to go look on YouTube. So this is where, what's her name, Samara would sit Indian style and glow and refuse to bone you. Because she was the only character in Mass Effect history that you couldn't have a romantic relationship with, other than Rex and Grunt, I guess. And in this game, if you really, really tried in the last game and didn't commit to anyone else, you can kind of sort of make out with her. It's ridiculous. It's not going to happen because we didn't work tirelessly to make it happen with our actions in the second game. Here's where we could go make small talk with Lizard Man, who can be your sex partner if you are femshep. Was this where... yeah, this is where Kasumi was hanging out, although it's... Oh, we got a card table, so now we can be the cast of Next Generation. Here's the men's bathroom. Nothing to do here. It's just nice that it's there. This game does not let you go into the female restroom and make fun of you for it. It just doesn't let you go to the female bathroom. You can go, you just have to go to the men's bathroom before you get to go. Head down engineering, probably talk to the engineer is Scottish. How did they come up with that idea? And his lady friend. And yeah. They're probably back, although they were on the Cerberus ship, so maybe not. Maybe they've been expelled from the ship because they stayed loyal to Cerberus? I'm not seeing them right now. That's Engineer Adams from the first game.
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
Engineer Adams, you know they can do something about your skin condition.
My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR-2?
She's incredible.
Although she has an incredibly ominous drive core.
Know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chakwas contacted me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors.
Mm-hmm.
I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
I was flying around with terrorists. I'm a little weird on it myself, but the game didn't actually give me a way out of it.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
The fact that he feels the need to apologize, I guess, is nice. But in fact, his reaction is, in my opinion, a much more logical and reasonable and rational reaction than any of the people from Mass Effect 1 who actually join you in Mass Effect 2. Other than possibly Tali, who didn't give a crap about the Alliance or Cerberus, and I guess Garrus in the same degree. But like any of your Alliance crew members from the first game who didn't join you because you were flying around on a ship that worked for Cerberus, yeah, they actually made what you'd have to call the like rational call. Bing! I don't know if you guys will hear that. My Windows just banged at me, so I must have completed a processing of video.
Your Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Well, let's
Commander.
enjoy our
Glad to be
matching
aboard.
outfits. Edie? I mean, yeah. The fact that nobody's freaked out by an artificial intelligence when apparently they're completely illegal and everyone's terrified of them. Maybe he's a little bit weirded out by it?
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts.
Man, she's stacked.
And then there were the
No
problems.
wonder they had to
fixing
get Trisha
themselves.
Helfer to
If
play
I
her.
hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing
Boom.
it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done.
She killed
But
me and
Tucker
replaced
seemed
me
to
with an
trust her,
android. That's
and
what
in
you're
time
talking
I
to
saw
now.
her advantages. Even grew to like her.
I've been completely taken in by the evil AI which will one day doom us all, Shepard.
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR-1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been
Tantalus drive core.
The SR-2 might be
Deeply
nearly
terrifying
twice the size,
concept.
but the new
The
drive
name
core
and the
is
way it
3
looks, at least.
times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed you upgraded the kinetic barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Yeah, I got all the optional upgrades in 2 to make sure that more didn't
The
die.
IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means...
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, the Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
Do you have family, and if so, is their skin as blotchy as
Is
yours?
your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
My other 34 close family members were all horribly killed, and you could have saved them if you'd remained behind on Earth.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, sir.
You know, Adams is a much more plausible and less goofy character than the two from Mass Effect 2. Scottish guy and his girlfriend, but I thought they were back too. Maybe we'll be seeing them later. Maybe they're hanging out down here where Jack used to be. Jack is dead and only the Joker remains, of course. Jack's old haunt is, hey, a model shadow broker. I have no idea why that's there and whether or not it's relevant. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not relevant, but... Yeah, there's probably a mission later on where we pick up, any of our old Cerberus friends, like... The game just throws out there, Cerberus is an evil organization, but the guys from Cerberus that you used to like are all still cool. So we'll be meeting some of our ex-Cerberus associates, and they'll all be like totally nice guys who had to leave Cerberus because it just wasn't cool anymore. This used to be Zaid's room, and I really don't appreciate you changing the decor.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
Because it's ironic, because that's the one you shouldn't care about that much.
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can...
Yeah, what if God showed up and he was on Mars?
Updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
Yeah, your ratings are my primary concern right now.
Tell people what's really happening on Earth. We need long recruiting lines on every planet after you air a story.
I can do this, Commander. Remind me to tell you about the time I made an Elcor cry.
Well, actually, I made it say, weeping. And then, you know, something. Weeping. You have made me cry. Through tears. That is the most emotional thing I have ever heard. This is what it sounds like when Elko cries. Maybe you're just like your mother. Sorry. It's Prince in space. It's Prince of Space! Have I mentioned that your weapons cannot harm us?
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Well, before we move on to that, I just have to mention, you're gay, Lieutenant Cortez. Lieutenant Cortez is a man, and as a man, he has a penis. That doesn't mean he's not interested in the penises of other men, because, see, Lieutenant Cortez is gay. So, this is the other half of the big shocking, and I really don't know if people, like, what the online reaction was, if people were shocked, if there are any, like, fairly conservative Christians playing this game, and I wouldn't tend to think so, because, you know, I'm sure I'm going to upset somebody now, but conservative Christians aren't generally into sci-fi. There's not a big crossover between conservative Christians and sci-fi fandom. I'm sure there's some, but it's not a huge deal. And because a lot of the the tenets that sci-fi stories tend to be founded on don't really jive with a particularly fundamentalist reading of the Bible, which says the universe is 6,000 years old and never mentions aliens or anything. But there probably are some fairly conservative people who played through the Mass Effect series, and they might not have been crazy about the Asari being a potential love interest for your female Shepard, but they didn't really focus in on it too much. But yeah, it took them into the third game before they gave you a gay male love interest for your male Shepard and a, gay female love interest for your female Shepard. But this is the gay character in the game. I'll try not to editorialize on it too much. But I just want to make it clear, he has a penis, and he is interested in the penises of others. That's his deal. Other than that, he's like, a reasonably likable character. He's just kind of hanging out. I'm not trying to imply that he shouldn't be likable because he's gay. I'm just like, no, it's like, he doesn't prance around in, like, fairy costumes or anything. He's not, like, flaming, and he's just kind of a gay guy, and he's portrayed sympathetically, and that's his deal. So, if you care about that kind of thing, monitoring BioWare's treatment of the gay community, yeah, keep your eyes out on Lieutenant Cortez. I don't know if they thought they were under a lot of pressure with the character, but they seem to have tried to make him a decent, upstanding sort of dude. He's also an actual, like, professional military guy who's trying to do a job, and his job is the supply chain thing. And as much as I miss the need some supplies guy from Mass Effect 1, I don't even remember if that character got a name. Let's see what this guy can do. And the whole, like, supply thing, it got so simplified. I guess they just thought Mass Effect was too complicated for people who really wanted to just play another Call of Duty type of game. But, like, all the stuff with acquiring licenses and buying different tech, it wasn't, like, completely streamlined and as efficient as it could have been in Mass Effect, but they really dumbed it down in these games. So let's let Lieutenant Cortez, aka the gay character, explain how it works in this game.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
What up?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Please ignore him and answer my question, Lieutenant. You work for me.
Chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
Oh.
When I network to a new store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead.
Oh god, we're not getting either of those in this game, are we?
It made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
So, all the stuff he said about supply chains basically means if you go to a store and you don't buy what's there, you can come back to the Normandy, and all purchases that can be made anywhere in the universe can be made on the Normandy, and there's like a 10% markup. Which I guess is just their way of not making you fly back to places to shop. I mean, I don't know. I remember the old days. If somehow you got out of Elfria without buying the silver sword and you wanted it, you sailed back to Elfria to buy it later. Although I suppose that one was available in Crescent Lake too. The point was, it used to be that they kind of made the spatial component of the world feel real by making you backtrack if you needed to go to a certain place to buy stuff. And in this game, they just kind of take it away. But there's a minor penalty for it. I mean, it actually makes a bigger, depending on what you're buying, it makes a bigger difference. If you want to buy the super expensive Widowmaker or Black Widow, whatever it's called, sniper rifle from the Citadel, you want to go there and buy it because 10% of its price is actually, you might feel, as opposed to if I decide that from here is where I want to buy frickin' poetry books for Ashley, it's gonna not really make a difference. So let's ask him every question possible ever.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only
No, gay
child.
people are grown from
Lost
pods.
my
Yes, I have
parents.
family. He hasn't
I
actually
had a
mentioned to
husband
us
back
that he's
when I was
gay.
stationed
So.
at Ferris Fields.
Oh, I guess he just
The
did.
collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
I suppose the casual way that he mentioned he had a husband is our cue that in the future, people aren't, stuck on that kind of thing, and probably don't awkwardly joke about it the way I am.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that.
Do you maintain that you're an
illustrious
actually
Mr.
competent
Vega.
officer?
Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
Oh, God.
The first retrofit
I
we
do,
did was
Captain.
to move
Please
the
help me.
Armory
I
down from Deck 2.
can't help it. I
Not
lust
sure what
after him.
Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
That's true. I mean, like, you know soldiers, I guess it's not a universe. You don't want to paint them with a broad brush. There is a tendency to, like, for homophobic humor, like, hey, I'm working out. Hey, I can see you over there. You getting excited looking at me, huh? If you actually know the other guy is gay, does that change the nature of those jokes? I don't know. Either way, it's like, he's supposed to be helping me run the frickin' armory, but he's just over there doing pull-ups. What a jackass, huh? Hey, check it out. You like my ass, pendejo? Okay, that's an interesting little relationship these two have. They seem to be buddies. I guess I should leave it alone.
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good
Oh,
eyes,
it's
Commander.
Bear. I mean,
This is the UT47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded Ezo core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
But when you completely change a machine, that's exactly when they give it a new nickname. Yeah, well, whatever.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident. It practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
As a tinkerer.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them.
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too.
Uh-huh.
They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
Sounds exciting. Are we actually going to use a ground vehicle at any point in this game?
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small Ezo core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
So that's the in-game reason that after making it a big part of the first game, which it's going to get all whiny and bitchy again, the people who just wanted it to be frickin' Gears of War and couldn't abide any RPG elements, even though the driving around in your vehicle on the planet's surface wasn't an RPG thing, it was just kind of a general exploration thing. But people bitched about it, they took it out, they put it into 2 as DLC with like stupid fucking racing, hit the checkpoint on time mechanics. That was even worse. In the third game, the BioWare was basically like, you know what? Fuck it. No driving, ever. It's gone forever. That's what you get, and you'll like it. So, yes, there will be no horrible, you have to get from one checkpoint to another in time in your, like, driving around Mario Kart missions. There will also be no planetary exploration in a more, reasonable, less time-sensitive missions. It's just nothing but running around in groups of 3, shooting at stuff. That is this game. But I think we're just about out of stuff to talk about. Carry on. I'm not gay, but I totally don't have a problem with you. Is me saying that to you consistently making you second guess it? Listen, I'm just gonna go talk to somebody else now, I'm sorry.
Keep up the hard work, but don't kill yourself.
Yes, Commander.
Because if you killed yourself, I'd second guess whether I felt as bad about it as I would if you were straight. Oh fuck, let me get out of this conversation. Awkward. Sorry. Yeah. Can you set me up with a retail chain to a store on the Citadel? By the way, it's okay that you're gay. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Not a problem that you're gay. Yeah. So, talk to you later. It's okay that you're gay. The joke here is that Shepard is awkward about this. That's the joke. The lesbian chick never actually flat out tells you she's lesbian if you're a guy. I don't think she does anywhere, unless I missed something while talking over it. Yeah, he just mentions his husband, and just picturing Shepard in more of a 20th century mindset. Not even 21st, 20th century mindset. It's like, oh, husband, how interesting for you. Raised in the South. You got a good heart. Still raised in the South, though. So you can spend a few credits to increase your, the stats for your guns. And, the pistol doesn't cost very much. Neither was the submachine gun. The shotgun, the two different, machine gun type ones cost more. And then the shotgun, the sniper rifles, which are kind of on opposite extremes of combat style, cost more to upgrade. And it's probably a good investment. I believe you upgrade these up to level 5. I think the individual little upgrades, like, laser scope that you can add, go up to 10. I think the upgrade of the weapon itself only goes up to level 5. It costs more every time you upgrade. But again, I'm trying to skirt by with the shittiest equipment possible until I get the Black Widow, just to save money. And then with the Black Widow, I will definitely upgrade that thing all the way. This might end up being a bad idea, and in the end, I might actually be better off working on the Mantis. But I never know. The Mantis is the very first sniper rifle, and I just can't help but think that I'm going to get a better sniper rifle fairly soon. Although its damage is really high. The fire rate we expect to be low. Damage and accuracy is good. I think if anything, you might be able to find a sniper rifle with comparable damage and accuracy that doesn't weigh so damn much. Now, let's think. I don't know if I was humorous or just like really awkward with the attempts to make light of talking to Cortez. I like Cortez. Cortez is a nice character. As you have more conversations with him, you find out a little bit more about who he is and what's troubling him and what he's happy with in his life and what he's less happy with in his life. And he seems like a pretty sympathetic guy, but you don't really get to know him that well. Because I'll be honest with you, I was joking about it and all that. I never actually went through and tried to Cats of Fabrication. This must be stuff that I should have been able to buy on the Citadel. So the next time on the Citadel, I'll have to keep an eye out for this place. But if this is where I thought I remembered it being, it's not an area we were allowed to access previously. But yeah, that would definitely be worth purchasing. But yeah, Black Widow is what we're waiting to get, and 10% markup. You don't want to buy these things here because the 10% markup means a whole lot more than it would normally. But no, I've only played through as Shepard once, and as male Shepard, I should say, once. I always call them Shepard and Fem-Shep, which isn't fair either. But I only played through Mass Effect once as male Shepard, and I did not decide that Shepard was going to start experimenting with men at this point in his play career. I suppose if you wanted to play as you wanted to role play as gay male Shepard, you would need to save Kaiden. Well, that's ridiculous. You wouldn't need to save Kaiden. You would just need to not romance anybody in the first 2 games, because neither of the first 2 games lets you romance a guy. And then in the third game, you could find true love and happiness with Lieutenant Cortez. But that's not what's up. I also remember that when you talk to James here, this was one of those areas where I went through and saved and played it different ways, like so many freaking different ways with FemShep. It was ridiculous because, of course, he's a potential love interest. I don't think there was that many different ways to do it with male Shepherd, but either way, we're gonna call it a video. When we come back, this is the last guy we gotta talk to before we can get on with the fucking game. So I'm Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Please join me next time as we stop trying to make humor out of the fact that, you know, Shepard is just kind of in the middle of a conversation with somebody who suddenly mentions that he had a husband. And get on with actually trying to enjoy a space combat game.